friends, I'm Cassie and welcome back to Homemaking Without Fear, where I share ideas for natural living, DIY home projects, home decor ideas, and lots of home cooked recipes. Today we have a really fun DIY project. So it's hard to tell from the video, but this is an old door that I found at a yard sale. I paid $10 for it. And as most of you know who have been following me for any length of time, you know that we're building a brand new home in Northwest Montana. My design style is timeless and traditional. I like a lot of antique elements that have a story to them. And so even though we're building a brand new home, mind the helicopter, I really like to give my design and my decor some interest and a story and make it feel lived in and homey. So one of the ways I love to do that is by collecting old doors. Now, contractors and husbands don't love this because old doors can be a whole number of different dimensions and sizes. They're not necessarily standard. So make sure you check with your installer before you jump all over a door. A lot of times you have to have a custom door jamb, door frame made to accommodate the door, and that can be tricky. So make sure you check with your installer first, but the one thing about having a house built for you is that you can kind of collect your pieces and have your house built around your pieces. I know our contractors probably don't love me for that either, but I know they trust the vision and they trust the process. So I have this really great antique door. It is a 3-panel door. It's got a really great piece of glass. It's solid, it's not hollow. It's got beautiful old antique hardware that still works. And so those are all the things that I look for when I'm shopping estate sale or yard sale or antique shop for an old door. Now, this is going to go on my pantry in my new home. You know those really great old-fashioned storefronts that have kind of a mirrored lettering or metallic lettering. Maybe there's a little bit of an antique mirrored mercury glass look. That's kind of what I'm going for with this. So when I got this door, it was really dirty. I wiped it down with denatured alcohol and I used my same Dixie Belle No Pain Gel Stain in Colonial Black that I used to make over my French doors. If you're interested in, click right here to check out that video. I'm super excited. Let's get started. For supplies, we're going to need some denatured alcohol, half and half denatured alcohol, half water. We have a half vinegar. This is just distilled white vinegar and water mixture. I have some shop towels for messes. I have some gloves, some scissors if I need those, some mirror effect spray paint. I have a Rust-Oleum paint and primer in copper. I have a gold spray paint and I have a black spray paint. And all of these are appropriate for glass. Make sure you double check that. I will make sure to link all supplies that I've used in the video description below and also in the accompanying blog post. Go to homemakingwithoutfear.com, get your printable how-to card and your full supply list. All right, the first thing I'm gonna do is tape off the edges of the door so I don't get any spray paint on my wood. One thing that I wanted to make sure and mention is that you are working on the back side of your door. I have my door laid out on sawhorses with a shipping blanket to protect the back side of it, but I have it flipped over. So we're going to be painting on the inside of the window, and it'll make more sense as we go along. Now that I have my window on my door taped off with masking tape and plastic bags, I'm going to go ahead and clean the window really good with a 50/50 denatured alcohol and water mixture. That way my spray paint will adhere. You know those antique French gilded mirrors that are just really cool? They have a lot of wear and weathering on the edges. I've seen Anthropologie do knockoffs where they take mirrors and they do acid etching or acid washing. Those look really great, but this is a really easy way to just get that look on glass. The first paint you put on is going to be your mirrored glass, and then you're going to layer on darker colors that will, these darker colors will show through from the front, and that's what will give it that antique look. Mirrored spray paint. I'm just dabbing around the edges. You can see how the baby wipe is picking up most of the paint, and that is what we want. We're going to do another coat of mirror effect before we switch to a different color. All right. So I really like to focus the blotting around the edges because I think that looks a lot more realistic. If you look at antique mirrors, if you look at real and old antique mirrors, you can see that most of the wear is on the edges. Maybe there's a few little dots of wear in the center, but it's mostly on the edges, so that's where I like to blot. Now the mirrored effect spray paint will go on kind of dark, but it will turn mirrored when it's dry. Okay, this is dried, so we're going to go ahead and do a second light spray of denatured alcohol. Again, little bubbles on the edges. And coat number 2 of mirrored spray paint. I have some larger, more speckly dots happening, and I like that. It just gives it a lot of interest and character. We're going to go ahead and let this mirror spray paint dry and move on to more colors. You can see how when it's wet, it kind of goes on a dark color, but then it dries to the mirror effect. Pretty cool. All of these little spots that we have blotted out, these are clear, so the next color will show through on the front. Stay with me, it'll make more sense in the end. All right, we're back and my mirrored paint is dry now. I did quite a bit of blotting around the edges and a lot more blotting than I will do in the next step. I went ahead and used a hairdryer to speed up the drying process a little bit since we're running short on time. But All right, moving on to the next step, we're going to be switching over to our vinegar water spray, and I'm going to choose to do copper next. I experimented with this a little bit, and I liked the look of doing the copper followed by the gold. You could really use any colors that you like. I've seen some really cool antique finishes done with turquoise as well, and it looks really cool. I'm going to choose to go ahead and stick with the copper and the golds, and then finish everything off with black. So I'm switching to the vinegar spray. It's not as strong as the denatured alcohol, and we don't want to take as much product off this go around. So I'm going to do a light spray. If I get some bigger drops, again, that's okay. Just a light spray over the surface. I'm going to shake up my copper. I'm using a little bit of a twisting blotting motion. I'm not going to blot as much in the middle. Because again, I want most of the aged look to be on the edges. As it dries, you could rub a little bit, just be very careful that you don't take off too much product. I did gold spray paint, and now I am blotting gold. And again, I'm still focusing on the edges, and you see how I've switched the shop towel and it's starting to pick up some of the layers here and there. That's okay. I kind of like that look. Just be careful. I'm going to make sure this is dried completely now, because we will finish this out with black and we won't be spraying or blotting anymore. Okay, once that is dry, you're going to finish with whichever color you want to see on the back side of your door. This last layer will be the color that I see from the inside of my pantry, and I'm just going to go with black. Maybe I'll use it as a chalkboard. There's an idea. And because I can't leave well enough alone, I decided to add a custom stencil to the front of my mirror. Check it out. Friends, I absolutely love how my pantry door turned out, and I hope you do too. I have something exciting for you. All my general store stencils that I designed are available for purchase on my blog. If you would like to make your own pantry door and your own custom stencil, head over to the blog post that is linked in this video. All my designs are there for you to purchase. They are super affordable. You can get them sent instantly to your email with unlimited downloads included. Get SVG cut files, PNGs, and JPEGs to do with whatever your crafty heart desires. And for all my YouTube friends, I've decided to create a code. Use the code FEARLESS, all caps. That's FEARLESS, all caps, when you go to purchase my menu and shopping list chalkboard stencil, and you will get it for free. Use the code FEARLESS, all caps, and get my menu and shopping list chalkboard stencil for free. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe, turn on your notifications to get more new house sneak peeks and updates sent right to your inbox. Thank you so much for being here.